Hey, welcome back to another offseason video. After talking about a couple receivers in the last video, I wanted to dive more into the teams that missed out on the playoffs last season that I think will make the playoffs in this upcoming season. Starting with the second best overall team that missed the playoffs last season, the Ravens. After a rough 1-5 start last season, the Ravens almost rallied to a playoff appearance but lost in heartbreaking fashion to the Steelers after a missed field goal by Tyler Loop. The Ravens ended the season 8-9 and fired longtime head coach John Harbaugh and lost OC Todd Monken and DC Zach Orr as well. The Ravens ended up hiring Jesse Minter, the former DC for the Chargers. He used to be on the Ravens defensive staff from 2017 to 2020, so he's familiar with the culture in Baltimore. With the new OC, DeKay Doyle, and DC Anthony Weaver, the Ravens are looking to bring back the identity they had back in 2024. Jesse Minter has made it clear that he wants to maximize the offense and give Lamar the weapons he's deserved his entire career. The defense is looking to be back this season with Nnamdi Madubuike returning and Teddy coming back as well. They lost a good amount of people in the offseason, but they are replaceable easily. They signed Trey Hendrickson in the offseason, and that move made the defensive line look so much better. The Ravens' D-line last season wasn't that good, so now having two Pro Bowl pass rushers on the line is going to be amazing to watch. Another thing to watch out for is the secondary. The Ravens secondary needs to play like an elite unit this season if they want to make the playoffs. There were way too many close games that the Ravens should have won, but they didn't because the defense collapsed in the last drive. I feel like they're in to rebound this upcoming season, especially with the Sailors being weaker and losing Mike Tomlin. It's going to be a rough year for them. I said the Ravens will win 10 to 12 games next season. With the AFC looking stacked, you can see this team making the second round of the AFC chip. The next team we got is the Cincinnati Bengals. They still have their amazing offense intact. The only thing they have to do to compete is protect Joe Burrow, please. He needs to stay healthy for this team to have a chance at all this season. And on paper, this is the best defense the Bengals have had since their 2021 Super Bowl run. They signed Boye Mafe from the Seahawks, Jonathan Allen, and traded for Dexter Lawrence with their top 10 pick. They also signed Brian Cook, a safety from the Chiefs. On paper, this Bengals team seemed like they should be winning 10 to 11 games and being second place in their division. But historically, Bengals team that's look like they can win games usually don't work out when the season starts. So we'll see if this trend continues this season or not. The next team is still in the AFC is the Colts. Before Daniel Jones went out for the rest of the season, this team was competing for the number one seed, and Daniel Jones was having a Pro Bowl season. Their biggest loss to me this offseason was Nick Cross, because he was very good in run support, and Zaire Franklin. They both have decent replacement for those two. I feel like the Colts will rebound from last year. They lost Michael Pittman, which is going to suck for the offense, but I feel like this year is the year that Josh Downs breaks out and solidifies himself as a wide receiver 2 for this team. Teams are going to be focusing on Alec Pierce all year, and I think he's an underrated receiver. I hope the season shows that last year wasn't a fluke at all. They also have Nick Westbrook-Ikine. He had a very down year from last year, but now that he's in a better system and will have way better QB play, he should be back to forming a good amount of touchdowns this season. The biggest question mark for me this team is the defense, but we'll have answers when the season starts. They'll be competing for number 2 in the division because the Texans have such a crazy team. I can see the Colts winning 9 to 11 games max. The next team I like is a wild card. It's the Cleveland Browns. I feel like if they can get semi-good QB play, this roster could be a playoff team. If Jerry Jeudy goes back to his old form, Casey Concepcion and Denzel Boston play well with the amazing defense they have, they can be a wild card team. It all depends on what QB is playing and how well they play. I feel like Shador can play really well on this team in year 2, especially if Deshaun Watson's still playing terrible football. With this team, I can see them winning 9 to 10 games if it all goes well. This other team's in the NFC. It's the Dallas Cowboys. This offseason, the Cowboys locked in and not only got George Pickens to play on a tag, they completely revamped their defense and their secondary. It's looking like a great unit this upcoming season. With a loaded D-line with Quinnen Williams, Rashawn Gary, and Kenny Clark, I can see the Cowboys winning 10 to 11 games this upcoming season. Another team in the NFC East I think can make a playoff push is the New York Giants. The talent on this team is looking great. You get Arvell Reese and Francis Mauigoa in the first round, and you sign great players in free agency like Isaiah Likely, Darnell Mooney, who I think is still underrated, Pat Ricard, Greg Newsome, and Tremaine Edmonds, who will give you stability in the linebacker position. The biggest question with this team is how the new coaching staff will work out. On paper, this team can win 11 to 12 games, in my opinion, with better weapons and a better offensive line. Jackson Dart's been set up for success this season, and is in great position to put himself in superstar conversations this season. This next team is going to be a short one. It's the Detroit Lions. In all honesty, this team would have made the playoff if their entire secondary didn't get injured. With their secondary coming back healthy this upcoming season, they should be back to 11 to 12 wins this season. I don't see them missing the playoffs again. The Minnesota Vikings are an interesting team to talk about here. They were 9-8 off of a great defense last season. If Kyler doesn't win the QB battle and JJ McCarthy does, we hope to see improvement by him. All this team needs to win is a consistent offense and good QB play. Good QB play will easily elevate this team to 10 to 13 wins with an amazing defense that's being coached by Brian Flores. The Buccaneers are the last team we're going to be talking about in today's video. This team last season was looking like a contending team before the injuries took them out of playoff contention. They had lost Mike Evans for the majority of the season, and their offense suffered because of it. With the offensive line also sustaining injuries, the offense fell off as the season went on. Baker was looking like an MVP candidate in the beginning of the season, and the team was rolling. With everyone coming back healthy this season, the Bucs can sneak into the playoffs with 9 to 10 wins, and the NFC South is going to be a more competitive division this year, and the path to the playoff is going to be difficult. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment sections below. See ya.